The Center for Educational Media and the College of Education at Middle Tennessee State University are proud to offer professional development to K-12 educators in Tennessee through our online video library. These videos are aligned with standards set by the Tennessee Department of Education. For more professional development videos, check out our website at www.mtsu.edu/CEM.
Dr. Graciela Arroyo from Bedford County will be presenting. And Dr. Arroyo has, she'll kind of give you an idea of the various things she's done in her career, but right now she's serving Bedford County as an ESL 7th grade teacher. And she has a particular awareness of the needs of parents and supporting parents. And so Parental Resources is the name of her session. So Dr. Arroyo, if you'll take it away.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm so excited to share some of these resources with you. And what I'm going to be sharing is ways that we could get parents involved. So let me share my screen. Well, as she was saying, I worked as an ESL teacher several years ago for 4 years. After I left there, I went to the Department of Human Services and worked there for 15 and a half years. I'm back in the classroom. I just finished my PhD not too long ago with ESL emphasis. And so I'm here to share with you some of the parental resources that are available out there to help our parents with the academic learning of their children. And I first want to say this, and I want to give a disclaimer on this, because I'm not saying that these are the only sites that can help you. There's hundreds and hundreds of sites out there that you could look into so that you could get connected with Wi-Fi. I talked to someone in the AT&T.com company, and they shared with me that they are now offering Wi-Fi services to parents who have certain things going on at home because of the COVID-19, and they could help these parents connect with their teachers. And these are some of the requirements that I found that they have available. And so if a student is receiving free lunch, they have a number that they must give. They need that number in order to apply. And this is the website right up here in order to apply. And when they do that, they will go through an application process in order to see how they can help them get Wi-Fi. Another requirement would be if they are receiving SNAP benefits. For those of y'all that do not know, SNAP benefits is food stamps. It is the new name of the program. They can apply, and if they already have a case open, all they have to do is give a certain number on a card called EBT, which has their benefits on there, and they are able to use that number in order to apply. Another one that they're using is the poverty level. They need to know, what the income is at home. And as we know, so many people have lost their jobs at this time. And a lot of the parents of these ESL students have lost their job. Now, some are essential workers, but some worked in factories that got closed down because of COVID-19. AT&T did say that they had translation available in every language. I actually talked to someone who mentioned several different languages that are available in order for people to get that communication process going and be able to apply for these Wi-Fi connections. And then I also did talk to Spectrum.com, and they have the same requirements. Students receiving free lunch, students receiving SNAP benefits, poverty level, translation is available. And then today, I discovered while watching the news today that now they have, and this one is not on my PowerPoint, but I will be sharing it with Dr. Clark, and she will add it to the PowerPoint and to the information. It's called internetessential.com. They basically talked about the same requirements. There's actually companies on there that will give parents 6 months free of Wi-Fi, and they have extended it. And this has been going on for a while, but not too many people knew about it. But it's now on the news. So if a parent has problems, and I know there's some areas you cannot get internet at, but you really need to research it and find out, because like where I live at, I could never get AT&T, and now it's available all over in this particular area that I live in. So like I said, this is a disclaimer to letting you know I'm not saying which one, but what I'm saying, if you get on internetessential.com, you'll be able to see the different cable companies that are offering this. I also want to share that there are other resources available for supplemental nutrition assistance. I just received a notification that there is a pandemic SNAP benefits available for students, and parents can apply online. And this is one of the services that is available. They have extended that to July 27th. So if you're talking to parents, if you have a translator, if they're going through a hard time, this is a way that you could get that help. The pandemic EBT, what it is, it's food stamps that they give you money a day for that child's needs. I think it's $5.75, but if you add that up for 5 days, that could be really good, and having that food that child needs while they're at home. I know some schools are going back and some are not. So this is something that you may want to communicate with the parents. Also, I discovered this site is called School Serving Lunch, and I'm sure maybe some people already have heard about it, but this School Serving Lunch, if you click on it, it will ask you for the city and state and your zip code, and it will show you the schools that are still serving lunch. And that will be good for parents who don't know how to get to a school, because it gives them the map and, the Google direction. I've discovered a lot of my parents from my ESL students, they have the internet on their phone, on their smartphones. And this is something they could look at and try to find in order for them to get that food that is needed for the children. It's like Luke said a while ago, a lot of parents are really going through hard times. I worked for 15 years in the department, and I saw some situations that were really sad. And I'm talking to those parents today, and I'm seeing situations that are really sad. I know that many times we say, well, how can we communicate this with them? Well, just like Dr. Clark said, there were some people sending some sites. Google Translate. If you could somehow Google Translate what you want to say, copy it and paste it and send it to the parent in a text message. Give this information out. There is the Remind app. And two of the ESL teachers in the district where I work at the school, they were sharing this app. Now, in times past, they have given this app out and nobody got in touch with anybody. Well, guess what? During this pandemic, there was, not saying nobody, there was a few, but during this pandemic, a lot of parents got on that app to get the information concerning what's happening at school, what's available, what they could see, how they could get involved in helping their child. We all know that in different cultures, they rely on teachers. That is I'm bilingual, I'm Cuban and Puerto Rican. So I remember my parents relying on that teacher to communicate everything I needed to know. So now this is an opportunity, even though it's a negative, outcome with COVID-19, this is really an opportunity for us to get parents involved. Another area that I've gotten some phone calls on is childcare. How can childcare be available? Childcare is very expensive. This is a program that now is being offered as a free childcare for essential workers. It's being expanded. They have received state funds to help with this. So some of these parents can get this help. There are requirements, of course, but if they are trying to go back to work and they need this, we need to go ahead and explore this. I would recommend as teachers that we look into the site, try to get all the requirements, everything that we need. And I want to go back to this too. A lot of questions are, well, if they're undocumented, can they get the help with the Wi-Fi? That was one of my questions I asked them. And they said, that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for free lunch numbers. They're looking for SNAP benefits being received in the house in order to help their child, which is really great. And I also working at the Department of Human Services, when a parent applies for SNAP, if the parent is undocumented, but the child is legal, that help is still available for that child because they were born in the United States. So I wanted to clarify that, okay, in case anybody had any questions on that. Also, I have discovered that there are a lot of free learning sites that we can work on with our students. I know that a lot of my students, I say, hey, have you tried this site? It's for free. And our kids are so anxious to learn. They want to learn. So I share this information with my children. Of course, I speak Spanish. And we do have an interpreter translator in our school that helps me and all the other ESL teachers and all the general teachers get some of this information. So we work together and as a team, and you see that as we were all sharing, this is a team effort. It's not a one person doing it alone. We got to all work together. So this is awesome. This is a great opportunity to get to know everybody in your school system and get involved. And so Ready Rose, we have the PBS channel. We have the summer hub there. And as you can see, these are the websites. You can sign up a family. Now, right here, it says June 30th. I didn't check it today, but it may have extended. I don't know. I do know that the PBS has been offering classes, and I had some students who do not speak English, but had the channel. They just sat there and they watched it, and they would tell me, what they could understand. That's good because I've been, communicating with them. And then I really love the summer program. The summer program, if ESL students that are in high school and middle school, when we talked about, sometimes it's hard to get in touch with the parents because, the kids get embarrassed and all that. And that is true. But we're going to have to break that barrier. We're going to have to go through that because we need to communicate with them. I've had high school students, middle schools, not high school students, high school parents and middle school parents call me, and they did not know how they could check certain things on the portals about their kids' grades, what was going on, and certain classes that are available. And I was able to share that with them. We are at a point right now that a lot of parents want to get involved. So it's really important that we look to that and we try to find answers for that. And this program right down here, if they could speak, if they're not out of ESL, but they can still communicate, this would be a good program for them to venture out, to explore their career, their future thinking, get them going. Even middle school is just, it seems to me that these programs give you an opportunity to increase your learning. So that's some educational websites. Starfall, of course, that's for K1, I think it's K through 4, and it's a free program, and you could give it to parents. And let's say you have a parent that has 5 or 6 kids, and and 3 of them are about to go to school. This is a program you could give them and see if it'll work for them, if it'll help them with their academic learning. And my favorite program, I love this program, ESL Library. You actually have portals that you could put your kids in where they can learn basic English. It's really important for them to get that basic English, right? So this is a portal that works with students who speak no English at all. Whether they're from Arabia, whether they're from Cuba, Mexico, wherever, this is a good portal. And then this is one thing I wanted to share. And it's just a suggestion that I wanted to share. There are parents that if you call them that speak English and Spanish, their kids may not have tested out of ESL. They may not have tested out as ESL, but are willing to volunteer. Now, I understand there's a lot of laws and policies and all that, but we're at the point where we can't, stay within the laws and the policy, but we need to reach out and see who's out there willing to be a volunteer. We need to reach out and use any teacher. And I don't mean use, I mean, the teacher that's wanting to translate and speak the first language with these parents. Help them sign up. One of the things that I want to do this year is if when a parent tells me I want to offer this, hey, you need Wi-Fi, look, I'll walk you through the application on the phone. I'll talk to you so you can know what you got to do, what information you need to do, because the application sometimes too is most of the time, from what I understand, was in Spanish too. So, and if it's not, walk them through them. Help get your translators and your interpreters or bilingual teachers involved in this. It's not necessarily that they teach ESL. It could be a bilingual content teacher that wants to be involved in helping in this. And like this year, I want to be able to teach parents how to get on the portal. We use Skyward, and so they have smartphones. They have them, but they don't know how to sign up for that portal. So I want to be able to walk them through on the phone or however it needs to be to get them to see how their child is doing, or any emails the teacher's trying to send them. So I know this is going to take a while. I know that it's going to be more work for us, but we're in it. So we just got to push through. Another idea that I thought was, we talked about the Google Translate, and out of experience, I've used the Google Translate. I used it for the state for a long time. Google Translate is very, very good in Spanish. I've read it, and yes, there's some words I've had to change because I'm Cuban, because I'm Puerto Rican. I have to watch how certain things are said because within the Spanish language, there are different dialects, but it's not a big deal. It could be worked out, and I've done that. Create a resource package, like everything that I gave you today about SNAP, about childcare, about different things like that. Create a resource package within your school system that you can hand out to parents. You'll be surprised when you tell them this is going to help you with food or with housing, applications for housing, and you'll be surprised how many parents would take that. When I worked at Department of Human Services, we created that resource list, me and a couple of coworkers, and you would not believe how fast those packages went and how many came back and said, hey, I used this in the resource list that you gave us. So that's something to look at. These are the sources that I have used today. And one source I want to point out here, the weekly newsletter for educators. This comes out from, Jan and Joanne and all those ladies that were presenting today. Some of that information is there where the commissioner shares some information. Obviously, the Department of Education is working with Human Resource. It's like all of a sudden our groups are just so blended in, and they may have been before, but I'm seeing it more now that I'm in the classroom. Not literally, but I'm there. So anyway, I'm seeing that, and that gives you a lot of information of particular policies or groups that are working together, and it's just awesome what's out there. And yes, sometimes it takes, to read the whole thing and get the websites and look at it, but it's so worth it. It really is. I hope this has helped you today, and getting some resources together and finding out some stuff. But I'm really excited about being here, and I'm really excited about joining this year. And thank you, Dr. Clark. This has been a great experience for me. So any questions?
Dr. Arroyo, I'm overwhelmed. And based on the chat, there are some happy people in this chat. This is quite a lot of research that you have compiled for us today. Thank you. Question. There was a question from Ashley. In the determination when children in a family receive SNAP benefits, are they using the current income of household or their 2019 tax return? Do you know?
They are using different methods. If they have their tax returns, they use that. But let's say if they're working a job that they've been there every day, they're not self-employed. Let's put it this way. Most of the time they use the tax returns when they're self-employed. When they're not self-employed and they're getting a check every week, they're going to look at that check and see the income guidelines. And then they'll take it.
Current income.
Right. So it has to be current income. The guidelines have changed a lot. That's why I recommend you look at Tennessee.gov. A lot of changes have taken place, like the pandemic EBT card. That was not there before, but now it's looking at children and their lunches and their breakfast.
We had several questions and you answered it in terms of if the parents are undocumented, but the children are citizens. How does that work? And so you answered, and that falls within the same policy domain that allows every child in the U.S. to receive a public education.
That's right.
So every child can also qualify, and citizens can qualify to receive these benefits. There was a question from someone, and I think a lot may want to know this. We talk about, or you have presented a number of sources to give help to families on Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Are there any resources out there that specifically offer help for teachers' home Wi-Fi in areas where Wi-Fi may be weak or where teachers may just need some help at home getting Wi-Fi?
Yeah, look, go ahead. This is not just for children. This, internetessential.com, according to what they presented in the news today on channel, I think it was channel 2, they were saying that they've had this program since 2013. Comcast has. So there are programs out there that could actually help teachers. The income may be low, the household size, they may be, and, we're important, as teachers, we're honored. And so when you tell them you're a teacher and you're teaching children, oh my goodness, it's going to be like, whoa, let's help them out. Yeah, I think so. So yes, do apply. I'll tell you what, I will be searching that out too in case there are some teachers that I need to share that information with. But that is a very good question. But since the program has been going on since 2013, I guarantee you there's something in there.
Dr. Arroyo, if you find some current information on that, if you'll get it to us, we'll be happy to share it with our mailing list.
Oh, sure. I sure will.
Okay. Let's see. The question of teachers being declared essential workers. You have any? You provided a link about that. Do you have any other thoughts or comments on that?
No, my only comment is we are essential workers.
Yeah, we are essential.
Yes, we are the connection between parents and students. And I wanted to share this, and I didn't get to say it, but parental involvement, there's a lot of research on this. And it shows that it really does help the child academically. And even though this is a negative thing, let's use this for in a positive way to draw those parents in.
Yes, absolutely. Are there any other questions immediately to come up on chat, or Dr. Arroyo, do you have any other closing comments?
No, well, I know I always have a closing something. I wanted to share this one thing with you all. I was at the store 2 months ago, and as I was standing there in line, one of the children, who is not an ESL student, was there purchasing, and he turned around and looked at me, and he ran to me and hugged me. Oh, I know, COVID-19, you can't hug. What am I going to do? I had to hug him back.
I know.
And he looked at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, I miss you all. He didn't say I miss school. He said, I miss you all so much. And we both got teary-eyed. Our students miss us. They want to be with us. And whatever form of communication we could help them with is really going to be beneficial for that child's mental state.
I'm a little teary-eyed myself, and I have a feeling that the people on this thread today, there are children in these schools who feel the same way. That's wow. Yeah. I love that. Dr. Arroyo, thank you. And as we approach this coming school year, I wish you energy. I wish you intellectual strength. I wish you emotional strength and spiritual strength as we get ready to go back and support each other and to support the children we will be teaching and the parents we will be partnering with. So from MTSU College of Education, ELL Collaborative, I'm Laura Clark, and I wish you the best. And that's it for today. So look for our emails. Join us again in October. Thank you for being with us. Be safe and stay healthy.